It's Amazon Prime Day sales. So I'm just gonna run you through my skin, body, and hair and a little bit of makeup picks because these are the ones that I love. So let's get started with skin. Okay, I wanna start with Biodance because we've been seeing these fun little face masks all over the internet and they are viral. And Ro and I actually put this to the test for a whole week. We did the overnight that was suggested, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. This has the actual ampule infused into that like gel-like sheet so that over time it becomes transparent and clear, and that's how the ampule is slowly sinking into your skin. In the ampule, it has ultra low molecular collagen as well as hyaluronic acid, and it's got a lot of fermented ingredients. What it did do to our skin was give it a really even, supple, and soft, long-lasting effect. So although these aren't affordable, I would say this is why the Amazon Prime Day sales are the best time to try these. And next we have Medicube, one of our favorite reliable, effective K-beauty brands. This portion is sponsored by Medicube, but these are actually all our favorites. And then I want to start with this one because I feel like it's a dupe, or it works almost the same as the Biodance mask that I just used. So use this after you've done your whole skincare routine. It's the very last step to trap everything in. Oh my God, imagine if my skin just looked like that. Apply this all on. There's actually multiple ways that you can use this. It's not just as a overnight mask. You can actually use it as a highlighter and also as a pimple patch. And this is when I like to use my little fan. You can sit down and just let the mask dry into a nice film on the face. And then you go to bed. And then in the morning, you peel it off and it will just give you the most radiant, soft finish. Didn't I tell you this was like a dupe for Biodance? It like does a very similar things. You can use it overnight and it just traps in everything. Every time I take this off, I'm like, how? Why? So anyway, you can use this every day. Love it. It's multi-purpose as well. So say you have like a flaky pimple that's like protruding and you know you try to cover it with makeup or whatever and it's still flaky, you can actually use this as a spot like pimple patch. Take a teeny bit of the mask, put it on top, and because the layer is thinner, it dries really quickly. This is also from Amazon. I love it. So now when I put on the compact cushion, the skin there is more smooth and less bumpy, so it looks less visible when I put on anything on top of that breakout area, which is actually amazing. The makeup artist of aespa, which is like a K-pop group, their makeup artist actually use this as a highlighter. So take even less of it. Glass skin. I'm just gonna leave that there. Wow. You want that balmy inner glow gloss. It gives you that, but it's not gonna transfer onto anything because it's a mask. And then at the end, you peel it off. All right, the next one is no stranger to the channel. This is the Zero Pore Pads, which Ro and I have both used for 5 years now. So you can just imagine how many of these we've gone through. She loves it for pores, for that butterfly area. I love it for that texture and dehydration, especially the week coming up before my period. And because this has both HA, which is lactic acid, and BHA, the salicylic, it works to very gently exfoliate the dead, crusty skin. And for those of you who have very sensitive skin but still want chemical exfoliation gently, lactic acid is your go-to. I like to take 2 and just like sweep it over, and instantly your skin is like softened. That scaly reptilian skin melts away. And then, guys, the world of devices. These tools have been selling like hotcakes, and I feel like out of all the tools out there, This is probably the one that you want to look for because it has everything you need. And although it is expensive, it is actually cost effective if you're using it every day. I love the booster, the air shot, and the microcurrent because their previous tools didn't include the microcurrent technology. So I just put on my moisturizer, and with the microcurrent mode, which is one of my favorite modes, you concentrate it around the areas that you want skin volume because it really helps to plump up those areas. So that includes the eyes, the nasolabial folds, which is like the smile lines, as well as the mouth area. It's kind of like itchy vibration, but you get used to it, and I love using it on level 2. So just especially around the areas that develop thinner skin that you want to plump up. Honestly, with these ones, you will see the effects after like a couple of months of repeated, continuous use. So the air shot is for the pores, which I love. To dry skin. And you just glide it across. You can also like stamp it on. It's like a needleless micro needle, but not really. But it really helps to minimize my pores. And then with the booster, I like the booster just because it's so easy to use. With the booster, I suggest keeping it very well hydrated because it just glides easier. And it can be used with like literally any of your toners or serums or like moisturizers, anything that's like liquid on your face. For those of you who want sculpting, the Derma shot is what you want to use because it's to like lift the cheekbones and especially the jaw or that like, you know, chin area to really define it. And it gives you that crazy muscle spasm, but it truly works. I use this one on level 3 because I'm intense like that. I like it. It's not painful. It just, you feel your muscles twitching because it's working at the muscle level. And I can put a picture of the schedule that they actually came out with that you can use different functions on different days throughout the week. I have to talk about this. This is my favorite serum. This is one of the ones that I have finished 3 bottles of since I started using it. And this is the Cica Retta A Essence 0.1. So it's got the hydroxypinocolone retinoate, aka it's just Gran Active Retinoid, which if you guys have followed for a long time, you'll know that I love Gran Active Retinoid for evening out my skin tone, for my texture, for my pores and my breakouts because it's under the vitamin A family, but it's very gentle. It's got a small percentage, the 0.1% of this in there, as well as the Cica. So it's also working together with all those things that we love, but also adding soothing and calming effects with the Cica. And I just love it. The texture is so good. It's not greasy. It's like slightly milky. It's a gel and it just glides all over the skin. And after I use this for like a week, my skin was flawless. Like, I don't say that lightly, but this was amazing. And then another mask that you have to try. Both Ro and I endorse this. It is the Numbuzin #1. If you saw the masking video, you'll know that that was our top choice. Like after the whole month of using like up to 15 different masks, that was the #1 that helped with brightening, helped with pores. It was the most hydrating. It was the perfect consistency. It had just the right amount of essence. And that's really one of the most exciting masks that we've tried in a very long time. So before we move on to hair and body, I have a couple of favorites. This is my current obsession. I cannot believe I just stumbled across this lip balm. It is so good. Okay, this is the soft melting lip balm from Dr. Althea. I just picked this up on a whim, not really thinking too much about it, but it has changed the lip game for me. Like, I think I found the one for life. Sorry, Tmas, just kidding. It's like lightweight and balmy, but it's not sticky, and it glides on, and it almost gives a gloss effect. So you could actually put this on top of like any lip color and it will look like lip gloss, but it's not sticky.
I've used it so much it actually started tilting.
And I was like, oh my god, Ro, you have to try this. And she's like, oh my god, I was using this too and it's amazing. I'm not excited a lot about lip balms, but this one, guys, add to cart. This is the Cologram lip tint, the Beauty Within team. One of the girls was like, you have to mention this. First of all, it's so cute. I've seen Sue Beauty talk about this as well because, well, who doesn't love this packaging? It's so adorable. A little tip I have is to prep your lips with a little bit of the foundation first, and that way it kind of evens out the lip color, and then put on whatever product you have. So if you want to make a gradient, if you want to do a faded look, then the color pops more. So yeah, it feels very similar to a mousse. And on Amazon, you can actually get the tint and the clear gloss in one, but you can also buy them separately. It is a tint, so it lasts a long time all throughout the day, so you can eat, drink, do whatever, and it will leave a nice stain, a very natural stain. And speaking of Cologram, they also have this Egg Yourself pencil, which one of our Beauty Within members found, and she loves this one. So on one side there's the shadow, and then on the other side there's the highlight. So let me just like quickly put it on. So what I like to do is just kind of create the fat, and the pencil itself, I'm really impressed with the formula because it's very creamy. Okay, can you see the difference? There's just a little bit more definition on this eye than this one. You have to highlight under the fat. Oh my god, how cute! Every Amazon video, I'm still going to try convince you guys to get this. If you have dark under eye circles and you have trouble with like concealers, wrinkling under there, maybe it's too thick or it makes it look dry, this guy is the Skin Food Salmon Dark Circle Concealer Cream. The salmon shade cancels purple. It works with the principles of the color wheel. So sometimes, you know, when you use a foundation and you put it under the eye to try cover it up, it doesn't work. It just kind of makes it look powdery or like accentuates the darkness. So you can wear it by itself, or you can then put your foundation or BB cream or whatever on top of this, and it will look like you've always had 48 hours sleep. Now moving on, I want to talk about scalp scalers because, you know, with the things that I love, I'll find any reason to talk about it. So this is the steam-based Tea Tree Scalp Water Scaler. So what I do is shampoo, and then I put this nozzle, maybe like 4 lines of this throughout the scalp, from here to the ends and then on the nape of the neck, and I'll kind of work it in just to the scalp. I'm not spreading it anywhere else. And then I'll take my hair mask and do the hair mask. And then I'll just let the scaler and the hair mask sit there while I do the rest of my body, my face, whatever it is, and then wash it off all at once. So you're doing a 2-step process and targeting the areas that need different things, because the ends need deep moisturizing, but your scalp needs a very lightweight toner. Because if your scalp is nicely moisturized, it's hydrated, then you can very easily avoid dandruff, irritation, and you'll have a very healthy scalp that produces healthy hair. Next for hair is this brand called Elizaveka. It's a Korean brand. I love it because it's so affordable and it just does the job of what you want it to do. So I first tried with another girl on my team who has thick and wavy and slightly frizzy hair, and we tried the hair essence oil. It was great. It smells great. It does what an oil needs to do. It's not overly oily, and it made our hair very shiny. And it's only like $9. Then for me, I've been trying this collagen coating protein ion injection. And the reason is what caught my eye is because to have healthy hair, you really need protein. Protein from food, like inner, but also protein to help restore the strength and the shine of each individual hair strand. Okay, so starting with damp hair. Before we go into the oils, I like using this protein. Look at it. It's like a milky kind of like gel
cream, and it's super lightweight, so I take about like a little pea size. My hair is also really long, and I just spread this all throughout and coat it. Oh my gosh. And the smell is also really nice. It's really subtle.
It just melts into the hair. It's very lightweight. It doesn't drag it down. That's why you can layer it with an oil afterwards. But I feel like this is the hair building step, because your hair oil isn't really strengthening the hair. It's just kind of like protecting it and nourishing it from the outside cuticle. But what these kind of proteins do is actually put the ingredients that your hair needs to function back into the hair to like restore all the little cracks and crevices that give you that frizz and breakage and dullness.
And then because my hair is very long, very dry and dehydrated, I then go in with a second pass, getting that same amount. My hair is very long, mind you. It's like all the way back there. And it instantly makes it feel super soft and manageable. So these are the favorite hair oils.
The entire Beauty Within team was like, you have to talk about this Numbuzin hair serum. So Numbuzin is actually a Korean brand that's under the Amore Pacific parent company. It's actually a very lightweight oil. So even if your hair is thin or medium, I would say this is the perfect consistency, because you don't want oils to weigh it down, but you also don't want it sticky, so you have like clumps of hair, and this disperses really nicely. So I feel like this is like the porridge that is just right.
My tip for hair oils is, if you want it for nourishment, use it when your hair is damp. But if you want it for frizz control and shine, use it when your hair is dry.
Divine! Love this.
Now, I'm actually gonna show you what the L'Adore looks like on this side.
This is a brand called L'Adore. This is the Osmanthus perfumed hair oil. And I actually got this when I was in Japan. LOL, it's actually a Korean brand. The L'Adore hair care range and brand is actually very well known, I think, in Korea for their professional hair care products.
But what I love about this one is that because it's a little bit thicker, you can use less of it, and it comes out in this kind of like ampule pump. Not even the full dropper. That's all you need.
And you know how after the shower your hair is normally frizzy? So when I put this into my hair after blow drying, it completely takes away the frizz. It doesn't weigh it down. It still looks like my hair.
Smells so good as well. This is like osmanthus flower. This one definitely tames it a lot quicker, so I think it's more suitable for like thicker hair and very frizzy.
The consistency is a little thicker than the Numbuzin, but you just have to use a tiny little bit, and it's so good.
And by putting the hair oil on before I go to bed, it just helps me from waking up with a big ball of like tumbleweed of hair. But yes, there we go.
And then for body, I don't know when the last time I talked about this was, but we just keep buying it over the years in between, is the Illumine body product.
So the best time to actually apply body moisturizers is right after the shower, when your pores are open, your skin is soft, and it's ready to soak in. So these are the two from Illumine that both Ro and I really love. This is the gel version, which I love, and this is the cream version that's a little bit thicker, but still not suffocating. This is a holy grail for anyone who doesn't want a moisturizer to feel sticky. So it's like a gel cream. Ah, so good. And it like just sinks into the skin, and it's as though nothing is on your skin, but it's magically moisturized. And to be honest, I was never excited to moisturize my body until I found this guy. But getting back into winter, it's getting colder. I feel my skin is very scaly now, and it gets itchy. Like my legs currently are itchy, so I have to moisturize them.
A little fun fact, if you see ATO anywhere, like ATO, it means it's safe for atopic dermatitis, which is just a sensitive skin type. So if you have any sort of like redness, rash, itching, you have like a wound or something, this will still work fabulously. So that wraps up another one of our Amazon Prime Day K-beauty favorites. I love how all of these were affordable for what it is and what it can do for you in the long run. Just remember, skincare is a long-term game. We're gonna have highs, we're gonna have lows, but ultimately we should just enjoy what we're using, and that's good enough. So these are all of my favorites. I hope you guys check it out. All the links for everything will be down below. Go ahead, shop to your heart's content, but be responsible. You don't need everything all the time, but these are our favorites. Bye. Bye.
Babe. May, why are you sleeping? It's only 1:14.
Too bright.